I'm starting the stream a little bit early so that I can do a few things like share this live out to a few different places. If you're just joining, just go ahead and jump in and make yourself at home, and you can go ahead and start chatting when you want. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get the link for this and post it in a few places. And I'll get stuff started at 7 p.m. Mountain. I also want to do a sound check, so I'm doing that really quick. Well, that worked. I'm just on my computer here sharing out this link, so I'll check out the chat here soon, just letting people join. Okay. All right, let's see who's in. AZ, what's up? Thanks for your gracious comments and compliments today. So today, again, just to let you know, I have a few updates, some cool things to share with you. I'm also going to do some trivia and give away a few prizes. So. When is the boat getting showered? I believe what you're asking me is when is it getting in the water? My current plan is this Sunday. I've got some info I'm going to share on it. I would have much rather gone this last weekend, but some things happened, so I'll talk about that when we get things started here and when everybody's on. But yeah, hopefully this Sunday. Based on weather. I could do it as early as Saturday, but Sunday looks like the better day for weather. Hey, Supreme Surfers. I'm doing good. How are you? Oh, when is the boat getting showed? Well, I've got a little treat for you tonight. I'm going to show you a couple of pictures. Everybody that joins the live stream is going to get to see a sneak peek. I'm also going to post those pictures on my Instagram page tomorrow. But yeah, I will be going to pick it up on Friday, and that's basically when I'll be doing a video. I'll be filming for the video where I go to pick it up, but that video won't be out for a couple of weeks because my weeks are always at the least a week behind when the things are actually happening, if not up to 3 weeks behind. It just kind of depends on how things are going. I do that on purpose because it allows for me to, for example, when I'm out at the lake for a week and I'm not at my computer at home where I do my editing, it allows for me to catch up. So if I'm 3 weeks ahead, then if I don't really get behind a week, it just takes a week off of that. It's one of those things that when you it's one of those things that when you start doing YouTube on a really like a frequent basis, like weekly, like I do, you learn that really helps you manage your time. You schedule your videos out. Glad to hear you're doing good, Dylan. Yeah, I agree. I love the new logo. I can't believe how well my brother-in-law, Ernie, at Mission Ready Co., can't believe how well he made my thoughts kind of come to life. It was pretty awesome, and I love it. I think it looks really professional. I think it really fits. But yeah, I agree. It is kind of weird. You know, I got the old logo on my hat right here, and all of a sudden it's switched up now. But you know, if you see the old logo anywhere, that just means chances are you're seeing somebody who's an original supporter of the channel. That, or you're just seeing me wearing the old stuff. So if you're just joining, I'll just give another update here. I'm gonna start here in a few minutes at the normal scheduled time. I started the stream early so I could share it out to a few places. Today, this video is going to be mostly a Q&A, so you can ask me questions and I'll answer, so long as they're not negative. If they're too negative, I may not answer, or I may just say I'm not going to answer. But I'm going to provide a few updates. I also have some trivia questions about the channel, and there's some prizes up for grabs. Nothing crazy, but just some fun to have. So, got another person joining, Dan Geis, and he says, are there any lakes that have private docks where you live? Yeah, for sure. And just so you know, I'm looking at my computer over here. That's why I keep looking over. In fact, I'm going to move this over so I'm not looking so far away when I look at it. So yeah, the lake that I go to all the time really doesn't have any private docks, and it's just because of how it's set up. It's like a 70-mile long canyon, and most of it is sheer cliff walls. So there's really, and it's also a national recreation area, so you can't have private land there for the most part. So there's not really anything there, but there's lots of lakes. The lake that I go to in the spring, just for day trips, that does have private houses and docks on the lake, and most of them do. There's other lakes around Montana. I prefer the one that I go to, which is Bighorn Lake, just because I get so much water to myself, and so much smooth water. All right, Crystal Child joined. That's my sister-in-law, my wife's sister. How you doing, Crystal? And family. I'm betting Ernie and Tide are probably hanging out with you as well. Oh, there's Ernie right there. All right, how you doing, guys? Welcome to the live stream, family. Nick says, hope all is well with Tim and others. Thank you. I hope all is well with you as well, Nick. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, smash that like button, y'all. All right, here comes a question from Nicholas Adams. What is the biggest difference you've seen in your Nautique versus your old Malibu? Well, probably the biggest one everybody wants to know about is, surf performance. What do people mostly care about these days in wake boats? It's probably for surfing, right? Now I'm really curious to check this out on my 2022 G23 that I'm about to pick up. But you know, between the 2019 Nautique G23 and my 2018 Malibu 24 MXZ, probably the biggest difference was Nautique's is more steep all the time, and Malibu's is taller. And I would say Malibu's was a little bit longer as well. But both were very fun waves. In fact, I was kind of doing more airs and more air tricks behind the Nautique. But I could do both those things behind both boats. So it really just kind of depends on your preference. I'd say like one of the things about the Nautique, and I heard people complain about, and I could see being a problem, is it's not as user friendly for newer people. But if you're intermediate or beyond, you're gonna like both waves. You just might prefer one to the other. So that's probably the biggest difference. There's lots of other differences. I'm not sure if you checked out my Nautique versus Malibu video that I did, and I pointed out a lot of key differences. Oh, Crystal says, Tide is sleeping. That's my nephew. So we're good. Okay, so you guys are relaxing for a moment. And Ernie Child says, what's your favorite surf trick? Well, currently I would say it's probably the alley-oop that I learned this summer. It's a pretty fun one to do. I like doing it's basically like an air backside 180 or an air 180. You land backside and then you just kind of turn out. It's a pretty fun trick. I did grab it pretty good one time, but the GoPro stopped filming, so I never got to see it. James Brew, how you doing? I wakeboarded with him with James out in Alabama. It was a good time. I'm behind his brother's M235. Give us some new boat news. Okay, perfect time to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and do that for you guys. So, as some of you may know, my boat, my 2022 G23, finally made it to the dealer yesterday. It was actually supposed to be there almost a week ago, but the truck that was delivering it to the dealer broke down, so it delayed it by almost a week, which really sucked because I was all planned. I had a plan to go down last week, get it Friday, take it out. Last week was beautiful. In fact, it's still in the 80s today. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I've seen it be in the 80s in October in Montana. So it would have been nice to have been able to take it out this last weekend, but you know, things just happen the way they happen sometimes, and I've just been a little bit unlucky with this boat as far as receiving it, because I ordered it in November of 2020. So it's been almost, about 1 month shy of a year until I got it. It's just the way of the world right now. So that being said, I've got something cool to show you guys. For all those people who have decided to join my live stream, you're going to get a little treat. I have a couple pictures that I plan on sharing on Instagram tomorrow from the dealer that I'm going to give you a sneak peek of today. So I'm going to grab the camera here and I'm going to point it. I'll try to catch back up with the questions after I'm done doing this. But yeah, and just so you know, I'm going to go pick that boat up this Friday. And I plan on taking it out probably Sunday, because I'll have to bring it home and put all my stuff in it and then probably take it out Sunday. So that's my plan, and I'll be making a few videos from that. So here we go. All right. Do you see that? That's my new boat. I think it's pretty cool. And here is the interior. So I'm gonna go back to the exterior. So if anybody had watched my video where I debuted my build colors, you'll notice it's different. This was gonna be black, and this section right here was gonna be the reef blue. Basically the whole interior gel coat was gonna be reef blue. But I changed things up, and I'll explain that. So that's my sneak peek. So you got a little treat for coming to my live stream. There you go. So I'll just explain that. So in my original debut of my boat build, when I showed people the colors I was going to choose, I did reef blue through the interior for the gel coat and on the front where you see the white, all under the bottom and everywhere where you see reef blue right now. And then I did black where you saw what's called the anthracite metallic, dark gray metallic. But while I owned my 2019 black Nautique G23, I wasn't a fan of how dirty the black looked all the time, and I knew that was going to happen. I have had black before, just not that much of it. So that, along with another thing, made me change my mind. So to do the reef blue on the interior, the gel coat there was literally by itself $4,500 upgrade. So it was a lot. And I was kind of having second thoughts about not having any metallic on the boat because my previous color options, I just had regular black, no metallic. And I kind of missed having metallic when I had my 2019 G23 because I had a lot of metallic on my 2018 24MXZ. Well, I actually figured out that if I upgraded that main panel to metallic and I took the reef blue out of the interior, it actually saved me like $2,000. So I decided to go ahead and do it. Would I have preferred to have reef blue in the interior? Sure. But I also, I don't know if you noticed when I showed you, I put the Chromax on the outside is white, so that white matches that gel coat. So it kind of, if I would have done that without having any white gel coat anywhere, it would have looked a little bit weird, and I really like how that looks. In fact, I'm really pumped about the fact that compared to my 2019 Nautique G23, I'm not going to have to clean in between all those dang letters. You know, it said Super Air Nautique across the whole side, and it was a pain in the butt to clean around those. Now I just have that one little piece of Chromax, and it looks super classy, and it's subtle, I think. So yeah, that's the new boat. I'm going to go back to the questions here. So give me a second. Where'd you go? Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to try to go back up and read down the way. I don't want to miss anybody. And just so you know, every time I've done this, I've somehow missed a question. Like I'll go back and look at the chat, and somehow I don't see one of them. So I'm not purposely ignoring anybody. Sometimes you just don't see it for some reason. So I'll try to hit everything. Okay, we got... So the person who asked about the boat news was Retro Hit, so thanks there. That led me right into that. Then we got Zachary Campbell says, "Hey bro, how you doing?" And then we have Presley and JC. "I love surfing. I learned a bit ago." Awesome. Surfing is a fun time. It's one of those cool new sports, and I have a lot of fun with it myself. We got Andrea Acquaintance who says hi. That's actually my neighbor friend. It's Andrea is his mom, and I told him about the live stream before this. So his name is McCrae. McCrae, stop saying hi over and over again. Just ask a question here and there, bud. Okay, Preston and JC. Well, shout out to you guys. You wanted a shout out. There you go. Nicholas Adams. Loved the nose down performance of the Nautiques versus Malibu. Took delivery of my Paragon last month. Was always standing in my 23 LSV. Yeah, I totally agree. My 2018 24MXZ, I had the power seat, which made a huge difference with the Malibu. But I mean, it was still like I had to have that thing all the way raised up, and it worked really good. But with Nautique, the bow rise is so little that you really don't need that stuff. I mean, my wife probably still would like a little bit of power seat, but she can do without, just because the bow rise is so small on the Nautique. So I agree. That's one good thing, and I did point that out in my video. Gene Cross says, "Why the G23 over the newer Malibu M series?" Well, a lot of that has to do with my dealer relationship. So in order to buy a Malibu, I would have to buy it from the dealer that's 3 hours away from me. I did have a relationship with them, and I was buying Malibus from them, and I would have loved to I was actually looking at ordering a new 24MXZ before I ordered my 2022 G23, because I loved my 24MXZ. I thought it was a great boat. There's lots of things I love about the Nautique, and I have loved for a long time, so I love that I'm getting a G23, and I owned a 2019 G23 this summer. But the reason why I didn't do that, and the reason why I'm not looking at the M series, is because me and that dealer had a bit of a falling out. So I basically went to my Nautique dealer. My Nautique dealer, Idaho Water Sports, who I've got a relationship with, and you can actually work with me to buy boats with them. But they actually deal Malibu as well. But I can't. I could buy a Malibu from them if I wanted to, but because I'm a brand ambassador for them, that would not basically it wouldn't work for this area, because it would be kind of breaking a rule between dealers for Malibu. So I was fine. I was like, hey, I'd love to build a relationship with you, Idaho Water Sports, and get a Nautique. So that's what I did. But I love both brands. I made a Nautique versus Malibu video where I pointed out all the main differences. And honestly, in the end, if I had all the dealers right here in town, and they were all great, it would be a hard decision between Nautique and Malibu. So they're both great. Let's see. So AZ says, I want to get a new board next season. What a good starter. I think you're trying to say, what's a good starter board for someone about 210? I ride Ronix, but I think Hyperlight's good. I also think Liquid Force is good. CW or Connolly, Wake, pretty much any of the top brands. I would say you want the biggest board though. In fact, a 145 or bigger. I actually weigh 210 as well. And I always get the biggest board, 146. That's going to be the biggest thing that helps you out. And then probably you don't necessarily need a beginner board, but usually beginner boards have a little bit of a cheat to them. For example, the beginner board that I first bought, which is the Ronix Volt, and I have it sitting over here next to me. The toe side fins, they're molded fins. The toe side fins were taller than the heel side fins, and that just helped you edge more on your toes, because naturally when you're starting out, it's harder to edge on your toes. So there's little things like that. I would say it doesn't take, as long as you work on it hard and you're kind of progressing, it doesn't take very long before you're gonna want it to be the same all the way around, and then you don't want those little cheat features. In fact, the middle fin is one of those things that I think is a total beginner thing. You can get boards that have middle fins and outer fins. The middle fins are fins in general are made to correct your mistakes. So, let's say you land a little bit overspun. Well, it tracks you back, and when you're cutting, when you cut into the wake, the fins help guide you and direct you in the right direction. But technically, you don't need fins at all. They're just to help you correct your mistakes. So that's why pro boards have two fins on the outsides. So they just engage when you're edging. So hopefully that helps out. Presley and JC say, can I have a shout out? Wow, nice boat. Yeah, shout out again, Presley and JC. I love surfing on our Citrian. Oh, I think you're saying Centurion. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Centurions are nice boats. Okay, and then McCrae says, I'm leaving to go to Bozeman. All right, see you later, McCrae. Have fun. All right, and then Presley and JC say, can you say hi, JC? Hi, JC. And Presley and JC says, wow, sick. And then Gene Cross says, wow, that is sweet color scheme. Thank you. Nick Adams, love it, man. Got the new tower and all. Yeah. Once I heard that they were doing the telescoping tower on the G23, I immediately went to the dealer and was like, hey, what do I do to get that? Because I honestly think that was one of the coolest options that came out from Nautique in the last probably 5 to 10 years. They came out with it on the Paragon. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. To be able to pull it down when you got some inclement weather, or you just want a little more shade. I mean, you can have that thing down while you're surfing. It wouldn't make sense while you're wakeboarding because you want it as high as possible, but when you're surfing, you can have it down for more shade. So it's just super cool feature. And honestly, it was only an extra, I think, $5,000 upgrade. It's a $20,000 option, but only an extra $5,000 upgrade because you get the speakers and the racks and the bimini with it, which are all upgrade options to the other towers. So when you take it all into consideration, if you're going to get those bimini, the speakers, and the racks on one of the other towers, then it's only $5,000 difference. So let's go to the next question. Let's see. Got some thumbs up from Scotty P. Thank you. The new boat looks insane from Ernie. Love it. Thanks, Ernie. All right. Crystal says it looks classy. Thank you. I agree. And I was kind of going for that, so thank you. And Preston and JC say, yeah, it's awesome. Wow, love it. Thank you. AZ says triple axle, love it. Yeah, that I had the triple axle with my 24MXZ, and I loved how it pulled. Now, the one thing you got to watch out for with the triple axles is they burn tires. So you got to, you just when you turn, you just can't turn very hard. So you don't want to be turning on the boat ramp. So we always turn in the parking lot and then back down. But yeah, you go through tires, but it pulls like a dream. No sway, pretty much ever. And Supreme Surfer says, holy smokes, that new boat looks amazing. Thanks, Dylan. Ducati Red 916 says, what up, Wake Man? Hey there, how you doing? And he said, did you show us the boat earlier? Yeah, I did. You could probably just rewind a little bit and see that, or rewatch the live stream if you want to. Nick said, you missed a quick picture of it on the trailer. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. McRae, oh yeah, he's just saying he's going to Bozeman. Okay. Trevor Barr, how long will you have this boat? That's a good question. It's actually, I'm unsure. In the last few years, so I had the longest boat I think I've had for wake boats, I think would either be my 2000 I'll just say this. It was my 2018 24MXZ. I don't want to give away one of the trivia questions I'm about to do, so that's why I stopped myself. It was my 2018 24MXZ. I had it for 3 years. I could see myself going 3 years with this boat. I could also see it going 5. I could also see it going 1 or 2. It all depends on what happens with my relationship with the dealer, and just maybe some crazy new options come out, and I feel like I have to have it. I think that's a lower probability at this point, but the last thing. I think things could change, and we'll see. I don't know how that's going to go, but I could definitely see myself keeping it up to between 3 and 5 years. I usually, now I'm at a point where I like to stay in warranty. Some of that's going to have to do with whether or not Wakely likes to do it, likes to do the sport as well, because over time it may be that I might phase it out a little bit if I'm not doing it as much. But right now I love it, and I'm very passionate about it, and I can't see it going away anytime soon. So chances are, at least every 3 to 5 years I'm gonna be changing out boats. But who knows? Things change in life. So. All right, Ducati Red says, thoughts on Nautique versus Malibu so far. I made a video about that, so you probably should go check it out. I pointed out some specific specific differences that I thought were important. But in the end, I like both brands. I'd be happy with either one, but I am very, I do like some specific things about Nautique a lot compared to Malibu. One of them being that it has the best wake I've ever been on. And I would find it hard for Malibu to beat the wake. Now, Surf Wave is different. Surf Wave, Malibu slightly edges it out. But I haven't been on my 2022 yet, and I've heard a lot of great things that are different about the 2022 Wave. So, but there's so many different things where I was like, oh, Malibu's better on this, and Nautique's better on this. You just got to go watch that video. So, I may have different thoughts later, though. And McRae says, I need a new sweatshirt. Ducati Red. Also, do you sit or stand while you drive? I have a Larson 17-foot turnabout and always drive standing. It just makes me feel more in control and always allows me to see debris, logs, dead fish. Yeah, a lot of people do stand. I always sit. I'm 6'2". The bow rise is really good on the Nautiques, and I don't feel the need to stand very often. But usually shorter people like to stand to make sure they can see over the bow. And I would say people who are not, don't have a ton of, I'm not trying to bash anybody by saying this, but I have thousands or at least over 1,000 hours driving a boat. And And that makes a big difference of how comfortable you feel, whether you're sitting down or standing up or what have you. Sorry, my dog just scratched at the door. So hopefully that answers that question. Sorry, just trying to get back to where I was. Okay. Be Like Mine says, any thoughts on Centurion? Centurions are great boats. They seem to have fantastic waves, if not some of the best waves out there. But when you're comparing to Malibu and Nautique, there's some luxury features that Centurion doesn't have that I appreciate. And they kind of have some of them. They're just not to the level that I like. But yeah, I mean, I'd be happy with Centurion. It's just like it's a bit of a step back in some features that I like about Nautique and Malibu. And a good example would be like the Wakeview bench. I'm a much bigger fan of the Wakeview bench on Nautique and Malibu than I am on Centurion. But that could change in the future. But yeah, they're great. They're great boats. Like Centurion. And Nick says, I always thought of wakeboard boats in a tiered manner. Mastercraft, Nautique, Malibu are at the top three. Nick, I've always thought of them the exact same way, the top three right there. But to me, if I'm being honest, like Mastercraft is cool, and even same with Nautique. They're starting to get so expensive that that's why I always thought of Malibu as a great value for your money. But what I love about Nautique is the value, they seem to hold their value so much better. And I'm not saying by crazy margins, but I've owned and sold several Malibus, and they haven't held their value quite like a Nautique. They hold their value, but just not quite like Nautique. And I'm sure Mastercraft might be similar there. So just don't have much experience with them other than seeing them, and I have been on one before. And then he says Centurion, Taiga, Moomba, Supra. Yeah, I'd probably put those ones in a little bit different order there. I think I don't know. I don't want to go into that too much. It's a bit lower, but still great for what you pay. Yeah, I definitely like the whole concept of the value brands. I mean, it just makes it to where it's more affordable to get into the sport. So, Craze looks like he's goofing off, says the car won't start. All right, Be Like Mike says, any tips on getting into the boat buying, selling industry? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I have any good tips there. I can tell you that every wake boat I've ever bought, I've spent way more money than most people want to spend on things like that. So, in fact, the boat that I'm about to buy on Friday, my 2022 G23, is it's only off by about 10 grand. It's almost as much as I paid for my first house, my duplex. But I would say don't let that scare you. If you look at it the right way, it can make you money. I don't think you should look at it as, oh my God, this is crazy expensive. You should, I'll give you an investor's piece of advice or quote that I've kind of stuck to for lots of years, and that is that you should never ask how much something's going to cost you, or you shouldn't worry about how much something's going to cost you. I can't remember exactly how the quote goes. You should only ask or worry about how much money it's going to make you. Let me give you an example. I'm going to go buy this wake boat for $250,000. That's not how much I'm buying this wake boat for, but it is up there. Not giving you exact figures or anything, but yeah, I'm going to go buy this $250,000 wake boat. But what if you're going to, for example, I got a friend that does charters with his boat. What if you're going to make $1,000 a month, or maybe $2,000 a month? In fact, I think he's probably making a lot more than that. Let's say it's gonna be $5,000 a month. Okay, so I'm gonna go buy this $250,000 boat, but I'm gonna make $5,000 a month. So you don't worry about what the cost is. You worry about what the return on the investment is. You worry about what the net profit's gonna be. Who cares about the cost? As long as that net profit works out. That's the only thing that matters. It could be $1 million boat. As long as you're making $50,000 a month, who cares? So try to think more like that. Maybe that'll help. Supreme Surfer says, in my opinion, Centurion is the best for surfing, but can still wakeboard well. It could be true. I don't know that myself for sure. Be like Mike. I just got a new FI 21 Centurion, but I like to try out new brands through the years. Congratulations, first of all. I honestly would love to try them all out. My problem is that during my season, I love being right at my spot, so I really don't have the ability, unless I wanted to give up my time on the water with my own boat. I really don't have the ability to go out and try out all the boats, and chances are that's a lot of people's situation, just probably not quite as extreme as mine. Gene Cross says, if money was no option, what would be your dream wake boat? Would a Pavati be on the list? No, not at all. My dream wake boat would probably at this particular time would just be a Paragon. I love the Paragons. They're just, to me, there's no reason for me to spend that extra money to go to that, because the G23 has plenty of performance and cool features in it. But if I could have whatever I wanted, I'd probably pick the Paragon. Pavati to me is a show-off boat that I could be wrong about this, but I would probably bet some money that it doesn't have the same performance or as good a performance as Nautique or Malibu or Mastercraft even. I think it's cool that they're aluminum. They have cool graphics, whatever. There's no point in being aluminum because you're not running them on the river in shallow water. You're also not trying to save on weight in these boats. You're trying to add more weight. Very neat idea. Way out of my budget and not my bag. Put it that way. Dan says, disagree, Nick. Centurion, Supra, Nautique, Malibu. Yeah, I'm sure everybody has their opinion on those things. And hey, to each their own. To me, pretty much all of those are good for something. They're all cool boats. So not gonna hate on somebody that owns a wake boat just because it's a different brand. They're all cool. They're all cool boats to me. And Supreme Surfer says, nice. I love Centurion. Yeah, they're great boats. And I know you do. You talk about them a lot. It'd be cool if you have one someday. I know you run a brand new Supreme. It looks like a pretty cool boat too. I love the color blue. I love blues. Obviously, you can tell I'm wearing blue today. My boat's blue. My truck's blue. Everything's blue. Dan Guy says, aren't you losing a ton of money in sales tax each time you buy a new boat? No, I'm not losing any money in sales tax because Montana does not have sales tax. So that's one of the great things about Montana. In fact, I made a video talking about that, and I called it the sales tax hack because there's a lot of people that just set up LLCs, and when they buy like a Lamborghini, they register it. They set up an LLC in Montana and register it with that LLC so they can avoid sales tax. I've heard many things like that's not legit. You can still get busted, blah blah blah. But it happens a lot. I've asked at my local county office when I'm registering boats. Like I ask about that, and they do it all the time. Lots, And I don't think there's anything illegal about it necessarily if you do it the right way. All right, going back to questions. McCrae's going to bed. Have a good night, McCrae. Be like Mike, Dan. The trick is to buy them from Montana. I think I saw that in the vid. Yeah, you got it. Yep. And then Trevor Barr, keep the boat nicer than when you bought it. The price you will get back will reflect how well you take care of it. That's pretty true. I take really good care of my boats, and every time I've sold a boat, typically the person who buys it is surprised at how good a condition it is, and I can only imagine that's because I've gone and seen other boats, and a lot of times mine's the best condition than compared to the other boats. It definitely speaks well if you take really good care of your boats. One of the tricks to that is wiping it down after every time you go out. You could do it after a weekend trip or every day trip. And another trick is store your boat inside. And you may not have the garage for it, but hey, I rented a shop space for a period of time before I had my own garage. So there's ways to do it. Yeah, it costs money, but it might save you money in the end. James Brew says Pavati wakeboard wave looks terrible in the videos I've seen. I agree. I've got to agree with you. I could be wrong. Sometimes videos are deceiving. I've seen lots of videos in the past. In fact, I've seen when I owned a Malibu and I would look at Nautique waves, I was actually very skeptical of the Nautique wave. So that's an example of where it can be deceiving, because I loved my Nautique wave. The Malibu wave, if I had to choose just based on wave, and that's all I cared about, I might have gone with Malibu in that scenario. But I had a lot of fun with my Nautique wave, and it was still a premium wave compared to a lot of the waves I've been on. But I can agree that in videos, Pavati's wave doesn't look that great compared to the top brands. And the reason why I say that is because it's way more expensive than the top brands. So, and I'm not trying to bash Pavati. I think they're probably a good company and they probably make a good product. They're just selling to a different target market than I'm in. And I get a lot of questions about it, so I'm just answering honestly. So, AZ says I would be completely happy with the G23 all day. Yeah, me too. Thanks. Be like Mike. Any boat cleaner you recommend? Vinegar and water. That is my main boat cleaner. As far as gel coat goes, that's mostly what I do. I've used several different quick wax products, they all kind of have a different thing they all have kind of different things that are good about them. But I do quick wax every so often. And then interior cleaner, there's lots of different good ones. But I use Meguiar's for both of those. I've been given a couple of products this year that I've tried out, and I made videos about them, and those were good products too. So I would use Meguiar's or the products. I'm trying to remember the name of the one that I most recently used, and it's escaping me. I apologize, but if you go back to my videos, you'll find it. I'm trying to think of it and I can't remember it. Sorry. But anyways, the best cleaner is vinegar and water. That's what I wipe my boat down with every time. And it's $4 for a gallon of vinegar. All right. Trevor Bauer says, I personally like the boat bling hot sauce. Can't use it on a ceramic coat though. Yeah, I've heard that stuff's great. My problem with it is that I'd much rather spend $4 a gallon. So, but I've heard it's great, and I think I've even tried it, and it was good. It's just a lot more expensive. Gunter L says, do you put ceramic coating on your boat for paint treatment or just wax? I did put, again, I'm forgetting what the brand is. I did put my own ceramic coating on my 2018 24MXZ. But it wasn't like the stuff that professionals use. Hydrosilix is what it is. I put that on, and it was great for like 3 weeks. All I had to do is wipe down the boat with like a towel. But wherever it sat in the water, it came off after 3 weeks. So, and I've heard things about professional ceramic coatings too, where that's basically kind of the norm. They might last a little longer than 3 weeks, but they all kind of come off where they sit underwater. Great for up above though. I use that hydrosilix on the interior, in the tower and everything. And all that, it helped it all stay really good all summer. So, great if you use a ceramic product for the interior. Yeah, good. But I don't care to use it on the exterior just because of my results. All right, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into a couple other things here. I have some trivia that I want to talk about, but before I get in, and I'm gonna give away some prizes based on who can answer those trivia questions. Before I do that, I want to just talk about my logo for a second, because Ernie Child, who was watching, I don't know if he still is, hopefully he still is, with Mission Ready Co on Instagram, so at Mission Ready Co. He is the one that created my new logo, and I'm not sure if everybody's seen that so far, but he's the one that created the 3 images that are my new logo and make up my new merch designs. And I'm very happy with them, and I want to thank you, Ernie. I really appreciate your work on that. And you guys should go check out Mission Ready Co on Instagram. He provides workouts that you can do with almost no equipment. Sometimes he'll use kettlebells and very little use of equipment, but usually it's either no equipment or little equipment, and it's stuff that you can do right on the go. Really good for those people that are traveling a lot or just want to get a workout in really quickly here and there. And there they are talking. So shout out to you, Ernie, and Crystal is his wife. So yeah, thanks a lot, Ernie. I really appreciate it, and I love my new logos and images. They turned out great. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Be Like Mike, I should say. And also, it looks like Dan Jones said, anyone been behind an older Supra 21 SV? I haven't, but maybe somebody on here would be. Okay, so I'm going to go into the trivia. So I've got 5 trivia questions, and whoever answers the trivia question first in the chat will get a prize. I'm actually going to give away a Mission Ready Co. sticker. Trying to hold that correctly. And I'm going to give away some of these stickers. And these are actually made by my brother-in-law Ernie at Mission Ready Co. So I'm going to give away some of these stickers. The first person to win the first question will get this sticker. I only have one of these. And then whoever wins will get a few of these on each trivia question. And then also on each trivia question, I'll award some people with these masks. So I've got one. Oh, got this on upside down. So I've got one in black with blue lettering, and then I've got one blue with black lettering. So those are the prizes for the trivia questions. So I'm going to go ahead and a rule here, or a couple rules on the trivia questions. You can only. I told you the first rule. So the first person to answer it in the chat wins. You can only win it once. Otherwise, I know Dylan or Supreme Surfers would probably win all of these because he's a huge supporter and he's pretty much seen all my videos. So, there's a good chance he's going to win at least one of these. But you just can't win all of these, okay? I just want to give everybody a chance. So I'm sure you can understand that. And then you're welcome to scour my channel for the answers to these questions because all of the answers lie somewhere in my channel in videos in different places. So here goes. Here's the first trivia question. I've got it written down over here, so I'm just reading it. Trivia question number 1. What was the original name of my YouTube channel, of this YouTube channel? I'm going to pay attention to the chat here and see who answers that first. No answers yet. Who knows the answer? There's my wife. Apparently my wife Carly Mann is watching this. And there, it looks like Crystal Child got it. That's my sister-in-law. And then it looks like Dylan got it next. Ernie, you're close. I actually named it TMBC Wake second. So, Crystal, let me know. Do you want the sticker, or should I give it away in the second one? Because I think you probably already have this sticker, is my guess. Also, this one. Do you just want a mask? Just let me know what colors you want. Yeah. So she's saying no. So this sticker is up for grabs on the second question because she's already got it. I didn't make a rule that family can't chime in there. Hey, I appreciate my family members that watch my channel too and support my channel. So she legitimately won that one. Okay, so who's ready for question number 2? All right, I'm just reading the chat here. Okay, so question number two is, what is the name of the town where we bought our lake property this year? And those of you like Crystal, you can't try not to answer this one. You can, but try to let somebody do it first, just so you don't give it away. I don't even know if you know it. Yeah, Ernie says we are here to win. Yeah, it is. I don't know if anybody's going to get that. I probably made the questions too hard. Oh, hey, Declan got it. Nice job, Declan. It is Lovell, Wyoming. So, Declan, I just need you to let me know what color of mask you want. And you won these stickers and whichever color mask you want. In fact, I'll give you 2 masks. In fact, each prize winner can get 2 masks. So if you want one of each color, that's fine. And I'll probably just meet up with you guys and drop it off someday because they just live down the street from me. So in fact, I'll probably just ride over to your house on my Evolve board and drop it off in your mailbox or something, or on your porch or something like that. But yeah, just let me know. Well, I guess unless you want 2 of one color, I just need you to let me know that piece, I guess. Okay. All right, so next trivia question, by the way, congrats, Declan. Next trivia question is, what month and year did I publish my very first, very cringy vlog, my first video log, basically to start off the weekly videos? And I wasn't even doing them weekly at that point in time, but it was the first one where I decided to talk to my audience in my videos. So what month and year? It's question number 3. Why not, Carly? Come on. If nobody answers it here shortly, then I'll give a clue. And then you can just start guessing, making random guesses. Close. I'll tell you that. Oh, Supreme Surfers got it. Good job. Good job. February 2018, Supreme Surfers. So, I'm going to send you a couple more stickers, Declan, because he's already won some stickers. So I'll send you a couple stickers, and then you just let me know what 2 masks you want. If you want 2 blacks, 2 blues, or you just want a black and a blue. So good job. I knew you'd win one of these. You're probably the only one that's ever watched those videos. I don't know. In fact, if you guys want to laugh a little bit, cringe a little bit, go back and watch my first 3 vlog videos. You got to search deep for them because I don't cross promote them at all. But they're pretty funny to watch because I was very new at it. Okay, here's question number 4. Okay, what year, make, and model was my very first wake boat? Oh, Nick, I will say you are very close. Ooh, Jason K is very close. No correct answers yet. Keep guessing. Jason K is getting hotter. Jason and Nick are off just by a touch. It's not a 2005 MXL, AZ. I'll give you a hint. It does have L in it. Oh man, Nick, you are so close. You are so close. I kind of wondered, AZ. I figured you might be making stuff up. All right. Do you guys need a little help, or are you still guessing? Somebody type help if you want me to give a hint. Crystal, it was the tan and white one. It had a slight bit of tan on it. It was mostly white. I never had a red one. I'll give a hint. There's only been, let's see. Well, I'm just going to give a big hint. And it's still going to be whoever guesses it first. But on, oh man, this is hard to give a hint. Well, I'm gonna give you the model. How about that? And then you just have to try to guess the year. So there's going to be a bunch of random guesses, but whoever gets it first. It was an LSV. So, but I haven't seen the correct combination of year and model yet. Just trying to make it fair for everybody. Oh, Be Like Mike got it. Yes, it was a 2007 23 LSV, and I'll take that as an answer. So Be Like Mike. All the other winners so far, I know them. I have their information. Or at least I've gotten their information somehow. But from you, I will need to know, obviously, your mask choice colors. And I need you to email me with where I need to send it, so your address. So you are winner number 4. Congratulations. So I've got one more left. Yeah, Nick, you were super close. And same with Jason. You guys were both super close. I thought for sure it was going to be one of you guys that got it or after I give that hint. But you got one more chance. And this one is going to be an easier question. Okay? So, trivia question number 5 is, what was my first invert on a wakeboard? I can do 3 different flips on a wakeboard, 3 different inverts. What was my first one? What is the name of the first one? Yeah, Jason, I've made a couple of videos where I talk about the boats, all the wake boats that I've owned. So that's probably where you've heard it. You can just start guessing. There's only 5 different basic inverts in wakeboarding. So you can just start guessing. Start throwing them out there. Nobody's guessing. Nope, Darren. I wish I had a front flip in my bag of tricks. I have gotten really close to a front flip, but it kind of ruined my right knee on some falls on it. I have over 600 attempts on a front flip. There's one that I kind of landed, but handle came out of my hand. But that's not it. So I don't count that one as one of them. Oh, Nick got it. Nick got it. Heel side back roll. That's it. Good job, Nick. All right, so Nick, I know he actually won one of my drawings one time. So I may still have your information, but I may need you to email me to make sure that I have the correct address information. So, all right, congrats, guys. Thanks for participating in the trivia. I just wanted to bring something to this video to make it a little more fun. So yeah, I'll just make sure you give me your address information and choices on the masks, and I will get you some prizes out. And just so you know, I will be doing some more giveaways in upcoming videos. So you just have to keep your eyes and ears out. Stay tuned. A few of the giveaways I've done, I'll let you guys know here on this live stream because I appreciate you joining this live stream. I'll kind of hide them in the video. For example, I'll do it at the end of the video. So that means you have to kind of watch till the end of the video to see that. In fact, Supreme Surfers won one of those prizes by default because he must have literally been the only person to watch that video all the way to the end. So it's my way of appreciating those people that are supporting the heck out of me. So yeah, I'll do some other giveaways too where it's not so hidden like that. But I just want to let you know, you just got to stay tuned and keep watching. So. So Supreme Service says, go back up a bit. Crystal Child says, fun. Yeah, thank you. I kind of came up with that idea. I thought it'd be interesting to inject into this. And then Nick says, need me to email you again? Yeah, if you can just do it, it'll help remind me too. So that'd be cool, Nick. And then Spring Surface says, that was awesome. That was an awesome trivia. On the first two, my slow typing got the best of me. Oh, well, I do want to start doing live videos more often. It's one of those things is it's just kind of hard to find time to do it. But I think I might start doing one a quarter or something like that. I don't know if I can do it as much as once monthly, but I might do one a quarter, and I'll try to do some fun stuff like that, trivia and whatnot. Ernie says, good work, fun to watch. Thank you, Ernie. And thanks again for that graphic design work of yours. I think it came out great. Declan's clapping. Thank you. Jessica, I've been looking forward to this. Thanks, man. You're welcome. Yeah, keep a lookout. I want to, like I said, I want to do more live videos, but I just gotta do them when I can, basically. And oh, Nick says my notification didn't pop up this time. Yeah, I don't know exactly how that works. What I'll do is I schedule the live videos so that way it shows up in your feed, and then you can set a reminder. But then I do the live video on my phone, so it's a separate one. It doesn't connect them, so I just do schedule one so you can set a reminder. But I've heard that before, that the reminder doesn't work sometimes, which I apologize. I don't know why YouTube does that, but I do try to make a post about it, and try to let people know ahead of time too, so they can, like on Instagram, and I did a post on YouTube these last 2 times. So just try to keep your eyes out for those things. Declan says, nice board, thank you. And Supreme Surface says, do you have a 19 or 18 phase 5 hammerhead? I think it might be an 18. I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. I bought it, I'm sorry, I didn't buy it. I got it kind of as a gift from a friend, because I was helping them out pick out a boat, and they were buying boards all the time, and they let me borrow it for a while, and then they just said, hey, keep it, because I've helped them out. So that's how I got it. I don't remember what year. I don't know what year it is though. Just so you know, I'm going to wrap this up at the top of the hour, so I'll keep answering questions for the next few minutes. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up at the end of the hour. So again, thanks for everybody joining, and I'll keep answering questions for a few more minutes. Nick says, I did the bell and everything. Well, sorry. I don't know how that works out. I would say it probably would be best when I do lives. It'd probably be best if you just, watch for the post on Instagram, or watch for the post on because the thing I'll probably always do is I'll probably do a feed post on YouTube and watch for that. And then I'd say put it in your calendar on your phone, because I've heard that a few times where people set a reminder from YouTube and it doesn't remind them for one reason or another. Declan says, I was fishing when you were live. Oh, nice. Well, you're probably having some more fun anyways. And AZ says, definitely a fun time, bro. Thank you. Try to make some more fun times in the future. Declan says, and I will take a blue and black mask. Okay, no problem, man. I'll get you the both of them, and I'll probably, like I said, I'll probably drop them off because we don't live too far away from each other. Yeah, exactly, Nick. Google Calendar. That's what I use for most things, personal things to schedule them. I'll give you guys another update while we're waiting for the last few minutes to lead out here, and it doesn't look like I'm getting many more questions. So next week's video will be about how I've had a lot of questions of what I do for work. The people who visit or came to the live stream last time or watched the live stream know that I kind of answered that question, but I go into a lot more depth of how I got to where I am today financially. Because I get a lot of questions about that, and I assume it's because people want to know how I'm able to afford expensive boats. So yeah, I go into some detail about how I got to where I am today, and it's nothing crazy. I just go over the road that led me to where I am today. But yeah, there could be some takeaways in there for people. For example, for you, Dylan, I think you're in high school, and it may help you, people like yourself, and even people, later in their life too, just kind of maybe help make a decision or two, on kind of leading them in a direction to where they want to be, at least financially, that is. So that's what next week's video is about. I hopefully will have a video about picking up my new boat the week after that. Just kind of depends on if I have enough time to get that video put together before then. So that's my hope. So looking back at the questions here in case there's any more. Supreme Surfer says your last bunch of vids have been recorded on the GoPro 9, right? Yeah, actually, since I've gotten the GoPro 9, I've started to transition a lot more of my filming over to the GoPro. I'm using my phone right now, so you guys are watching me on my phone. I've used my phone, regardless of what phone I have, to do a lot of filming in the past. I almost always use my phone to film wakeboarding behind the boat, but for vlogging, if I don't have it set up on like a tripod with my light right here, and I have a microphone right here, then I'm typically using my GoPro, and it's just because they've done a better job with the sound, and lately, on the GoPro 9 and probably later versions, and the stabilization has gotten a lot better. So yeah, I've been using my GoPro 9 a lot. I actually have been thinking about getting the mic upgrade and maybe even a light for it because I do that so much. But yeah, I was playing with it. You're probably referring to the one where it's probably 2 videos ago, where I used it in my office right here, like I'm doing now with my phone. I used it here, and you could probably tell a difference in the sound. I was kind of testing it out, and what I found out from that is that it's a bit too echoey, and that's why I use a microphone. I got a microphone down here. In fact, I'll show it to you. I got this microphone here, and the whole reason I use that is because if you go back to my early videos, in fact, I used to get a lot of comments about it. They're really echoey, and just the sound isn't as nice. So I got a better microphone, which I've actually had, I think 3 different microphones now. In fact, Ernie and Crystal gifted me one time, and I still have that. But the reason why I'm using a different one now is because I found that one got a little screechy at times. I was using it for a long time, but it got a little screechy at times. And even this one, the reason why I use this one now is because I can dial the volume up and down on it. So if I'm a little screechy, I just dial the volume down a little bit. It's still not a great one. It's kind of like, a value one, but those are some of the things that, like, the money I'm making off of YouTube helps support things like that. I can get a better microphone. I can get a light, so you can see me at night, because the lighting would be much crappier if I wasn't using a light right now, if I just had the lights in the room turned on. So yeah, I was using the GoPro 9, and I've been using it a lot. Let's see if there's any other questions here. Declan says, what are some good brands of wakeboards? I obviously use Ronix, but I like Hyperlight. I also like Liquid Force and Connolly Wake. Those would probably be my top brands to choose from. I have been a big fan, honestly, for you, Declan. I think that the Murray Jr. would be awesome. The board you have right now is the board you have right now. Sorry, I just got a message on my phone. The board you have right now is great for what you're doing right now. You probably wouldn't really need to upgrade to a different board until hopefully your parents don't kill me for saying this, because they probably don't want to spend more money on things. But you probably wouldn't really need another board until you're kind of jumping wake to wake consistently, and maybe trying, for example, like a wake to wake 180. When you start doing other tricks like that, when you get to that point, it would probably benefit you to have something like the Murray Jr. But it all depends on what age you are at that point in time too. But the Murray board is pretty cool. In fact, I tried to get one for this season, but they were on back order and I never got it. So I've been a fan of the Ronix One Time Bomb, but that's a pro level board and it's expensive, so it's not necessarily the one I'd suggest for a lot of people. The Murray is a pro level board that lends itself to intermediate and beginner, and it's a reasonable price. That's why I point that one out. But yeah, pretty much anything in the Ronix and Hyperlight line, I think you're gonna be happy with. Same with Liquid Force and Connolly. It's just that I don't have a ton of experience with those. I just know that they're good quality. So hopefully that answers that question. Supreme Surfers. Dylan just referred to Tim in a bottle. That's hilarious that you bring that up. That would have been a good one to do for trivia, but you're probably the only one that would have known the answer to that, other than maybe Ernie and Crystal or my wife. That was so. What Dylan is referring to there is, before I started vlogging, I was doing year-end edits, and I do one video a year, and I was just uploading them to YouTube so I could share them to friends and family. And I would do a skit. There was a series of years where I'd do a skit each year, and one year the skit was Tim in a bottle, and you could because I was helping a lot of people learn how to wakeboard that year, and so it was like you had this Tim in a bottle, which basically was a bottle of water, but if you poured it into the lake, all of a sudden Tim would appear and help you with your wakeboarding. It was a pretty funny skit. I thought it came out pretty funny. It's funny that you thought of that, Dylan. Those videos, I was just watching some of those videos here recently. They were good times. I really like doing the vlogging and stuff now, but it was fun to edit those year-end videos. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We're actually past the hour now, so I appreciate everybody joining the live stream. I appreciate everybody's support, and had a lot of fun on this one tonight, and we got some cool videos coming your way. Obviously, I'm going to be picking up the new boat, so make sure to stay tuned. So thanks again, and I'm going to sign off. We'll see you guys.